Hello. I didn't see you there. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And today, we're going to be going over the Bernardo Silva design. Obviously, you've seen in the thumbnail, so obviously you've clicked on this video for a reason. Yeah, I posted it a couple of weeks ago and you all loved it, so I thought I'd bring you it. I basically copied this off somebody else. Wow. Copy, I say. I'll put the poster up on the screen. It's a movie poster from, I don't know, a couple of years ago. And I took the idea of the design and turned it into a sports poster. A lot of you guys are on there asking me, how'd I do it? How'd I get the idea? You got to steal like an artist. So you see other designs, you might be able to change it a little bit. So my design's not exactly the same, but it's got little differences. And yeah, that's what makes it so great, I guess. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So guys, first things first, you're going to need to make a new document. Now the new document is going to be 2160 by 2700 pixels in portrait orientation. So we're going to click OK with that. And yeah, we've got a blank page. You need to download the textures, which will be down below. Have a link for those. So just download that and we'll be fine. And you'll see this come up. So you can get rid of that stupid text. And what we're going to do first is probably get our background image. So we're going to be doing it on Bernardo Silva. This is going to be the background image. So we'll take this one and we're just going to drag and drop this in the middle. So as you can see, it fits nicely. Now you can make it a little bit smaller if you want. You don't really need to because it is the same size as it was when I did the original design. So something like that's good. And we'll just position this in the center. So just like that, move it up a little bit. There we go. So now we're going to make a background. So we're going to make a solid color. And we're going to have this blue here. So this blue is C0F2FD. So you can copy and paste that. And you'll have the same color as me. So we got that. That's good. Now, there's not a lot to this design. Again, guys, some of the best designs I find are the ones where you don't actually do a lot with them because they just look nice. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this texture pack and I'm going to get the thing called pattern. So this square pattern is what we're going to use to lay out our design. So basically, I just drew out a load of squares, made shapes and stuff. As you'll have seen from the original poster, that's what they did. And then you can sort of just cut out different areas of him and figure out what, you want to use in the design. So I had it about there, I think. So we're going to leave that about there. And I think that's pretty much all right for now. And what we're going to do first is we are going to start layer masking out some different bits. So guys, as you will see underneath the background image, there is a camera or filter effect added and it is black. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to paint away different areas where the yellow is going to be. So what you're going to do is get a strong, hard brush and make it a little bit smaller so you don't go over the edges. And what we can do is get our rectangular tool, highlight an area, go back to our brush, and then choose white, and we can just turn this black and white. You're going to need to turn bits black and white so that the yellow actually pops when we put the yellow on top. Otherwise, it just looks a little bit weird, I found. But obviously, that's up to you what you do. So I'm going to do this corner here. So that one's going to be grey. And realistically, we're going to need to add a layer mask to the actual image as well because we need to cut this bit of his arm out. So if I add a layer mask there, and then we can just go across and cut him out like so. Ooh, not like that. There we go. So his arm's gone. It's like it was never there. And there we go. So now we can go back to our grey colour tool. This bit here is going to need to be grey. Do that there. That's nice. So there's 3 bits there. And there's going to be 1 bit up here, which is also going to need to be grey. So there we go. I think that is it. Looks a bit odd, doesn't it? Actually, yeah, we can go and get the top bit of the hair as well because that'll make it look better. It's in the last poster I didn't actually color bits in grey, some bits in grey, so they looked a little bit different color greys, yellows when I overlaid them. So doing it this way is basically going to give you a better shot at making the colors look closer together. We got that, guys. Okay, so now we're going to make another solid color, but this one's going to be over the top of of the image. That would make sense, wouldn't it? And this one's going to be in the yellow. So FFD100. And then we're just going to go and grab this layer mask here. So grab that and hold Alt. I think it's Alt. Yeah, Alt. Okay, guys, so you've got your solid color. I look really yellow on the screen now, I've just noticed, because we got a really bright yellow on the screen. So what you're going to do, you've got your solid color. You're going to select. So you're going to hold Command or Control on a Windows, select this mask. So see how it's selected the little bits we just coloured in. And then you're going to go to here on this mask here on the yellow, click Control or Command I, and then invert it, and then go deselect. And now what we're going to do is go Control or Command I again to invert the mask. So there you go. Now the colours are linked. Now all we need to do is clip and mask it to it like that. That's perfect. And just make sure that all of your bits are in. So here we want to get rid of that so it's not overlapping, and just make sure it's over there. Make sure it's in all the squares, like here. I want to get rid of that. That's good. Also, I want to get rid of it off the black and white as well. So now what we're going to do with this colour is we're going to set this to overlay. So now as you can see, we've got a nice little colour combination going on there. So that's pretty simple. You see, the yellow's all done. We don't need to worry about that really. We've got a bit of text that we can put in, which is going to go down here. So I might do that now quickly and get out of the way. I'm just going to type silver. There we go. And we're going to change this to the same yellow. And we're going to change this to tungsten font. So tungsten bold it's going to be. And you can use Anton for this if you don't have the same font, because they're pretty much the same thing. They look pretty much identical. So we got that there. That's really nice. There we go. So that's in. That's all done. We don't need to worry about that anymore. So only thing you might want to do is go into the zoom and just make sure that they link like that. So that makes it just look so much better. Okay, so the silver's in. The colours are in. So what we're going to do now, guys, is add some texture. So as you all have seen in the original, I had a little bit of glass on his chin here. So this is just a texture of glass and then just set to screen so that it goes so you can see through it, obviously, like it would be real glass. And what we're going to do with this, we're just going to position it here. I'm going to put it below the pattern, and we're going to clip and mask it again to him. So now that's all you need to do, pretty much. There's the glass. It's on him, and if you clip and mask it only stays on him, so that's perfect. So we've got that done. That's nice. Next thing we're going to do is add some images. Turn the glass off, turn the pattern off, turn the background image off, or you could leave the pattern and stuff on so you can see where they're going to go. But obviously you'll have creative license. You can go and play around with these images and change them up to just do what you want with them. That's completely up to you. So I'm going to take probably this image and this image first. So let's just select that one and that one, if I've got them selected. Yeah, there you go. Right, so let's take these both, and we're just going to put them in the design here. Now, as you can see, I've worked a little space perfectly for some of these images, but obviously you're going to have to layer mask them as well, otherwise they look a bit odd. So these are all had camera or filter done to them, so they all look good already, so you don't need to worry about that. What we're going to do is add layer mask to both of these, and we're just going to start painting away bits. So as long as we keep them within the shape, like the square, they'll look good. So what you need to do is just layer mask them out, paint away. Same again with these, and then clipping mask them to the image so they actually stick to the edge of him. So make sure you have got them all in the box, because it's actually quite hard to quite easy to just overlap these squares and make them not look very good. So let's clip and mask this one as well. Layer mask him out. There we go. Perfect. So again, look, I just overlapped that a little bit, so you want to paint that back in, and that's good. So there you go, guys. We've already added 2 images, and it already looks really good.
A few moments later.
So guys, now that you've added those 2 images in, we can go get 2 more. So we're going to get the ones that I've already cut out now. So let's go and drag these in. Now, these ones are really nice. They look really good when they're actually in the design. Now, you can have him coming out of the design. You can have him inside. You can do really what you want with it. But I'm going to have this one over here. And then I'm going to have this one. Do I want him below the pattern here? I might have... Oh, no, we're going to have him below the pattern. So, as you can see, I've got him overlapping different images and stuff. And you can add a little shadow here if you want. I'm not going to, because I don't really care about the shadow. But obviously, if you want to take your time with it, I've already done all this. So, I'm just doing it to show you how I did it. But you can add a shadow if you want. So, let's go with that. That's nice and done. And now what we're going to need to do, we've added all the images in apart from the black and white one. So let's go and grab this black and white one. As you can see, it's got a nice little spot already in there for it, for this image. Okay, that's nice. And then again, we're just going to make him a little bit bigger so he goes over the edges. And we're just going to rinse and repeat with the layer mask. So a lot of this is just using layer mask, guys. So as long as you understand layer mask, you shouldn't have a trouble with this part of the design. It's pretty simple, really. So there we go, guys. That's good. That looks quite nice. Now there's a few little bits we can do down here. So we are going to go and grab those now. So all the images are in, so we don't need to worry about that anymore. So we turn that off. The next thing we're going to do is add this Man City text at the bottom, and then there's a ship. So the ship is out of the logo. I'll put the logo up on the screen right now. You'll be able to see that there's a ship in it. And basically what we're going to do with this ship is we're going to cut out the bottom of his shirt, I guess you could call it. It is his shirt. So yeah, we'll cut out his shirt. And then we'll connect these two to the bottom. So that's all you need to do with that text. Just leave it at the bottom. That's fine. But what we're going to do with this, we're going to just put it along here like that. We're going to duplicate this probably 3 times like that and like that. And then we're going to select them all. Actually, let's put them in a group and then we'll be able to select them easier. No, we're not going to be able to select them easier. You need to turn them into a convert to a smart object. So select them all, convert to a smart object, and then you can select them all like that. So what we need to do is go down to this Bernardo Silva image, and we're going to just layer mask this out, really. That's all we're going to do. So we're going to paint in black. We're going to go over where the selections are, like that. Okay, deselect, and then we can go back up to our smart object of ships, so I know which one it is. Turn it off, and there you go. As you can see, it's sort of blended in. So it's got, obviously you can see the blue in the background, so it's cut it out, but the ships are there, so it looks really cool. Well, I think it's cool anyway. You might think it looks stupid, but I think it looks cool. So we've got Bernardo coming out a little bit here. That's really good. That looks nice. And now we're going to add the final little touches. So let's go and turn those off. Now there is some text on the right here, which I had on the original. Now I'm not a big fan of this text, but I think it works well for the design. But I used it at the time and I wasn't really a big fan. But yeah. So these are already in here. You don't really need to touch those, but obviously you can play around with the fonts and stuff, change them, use any font you want, different colors or whatever. I've just left them in that position so you know where they'll go, so it makes more sense to you. So that's that done. And now we're pretty much ready to go into camera or filter stage, guys. So obviously when I was constructing this, it took a little bit longer than obviously the video is taking because I'm trying to speed it up for you guys. But realistically, you just need to find images, find one main image for the background, which is going to be simple enough for you to, you know, put all these images into, and then start just cutting out with the squares and obviously making the background color the same so you can see where it's going. Make them big enough, you know, change them around, make them big enough to fit different images, and then you can sort of work with that. But I think that looks good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to convert this to a screenshot. So Command Shift Option E, Control Alt Shift Option E for Windows. And then we convert this to a smart object, and then we're going to play around with this in Camera Raw. So let's go straight into Camera Raw. Okay guys, so we're in Camera Raw Filter. What we're going to do is convert this to a sort of a more contrasting design. So we're going to boost the contrast, highlights you can bring them down, shadows up a little bit, whites down, blacks up a little bit, texture you can bring that up, clarity, obviously you want to bring that one up, saturation, definitely bring that one up. That looks good. Vibrance a little bit as well. Curve, you can do a little curve, little S curve. Nothing too major, but that looks good. Detail, you want to sharpen up, probably would be a good idea. And then increase the noise reduction, like so. Probably to about 20. Looks good to me. So about 20, that's good. So obviously you can see all the images look really good now. And the color mixer right here. So you can see this yellow is a little bit different to the other yellows. So we can sort of change this a little bit by using this slider. Now, this isn't going to work 100%, it's not going to bring them exactly the same color, but by doing that, obviously reducing the greens a little bit, that does. So now the colors are very similar to each other, so that's really good. And the main thing you want to do is add some grain. So add a 30 grain, and then a vignette. So if you add a vignette, it brings all the edges to a bit darker blue, and then it creates that focus point on the middle design. So that looks really good, guys. If I do a before and after so you can see the difference, just changes it a lot and makes it look a lot cleaner. I'm really happy with this style of design. Obviously, I might do a few more in the future, you know, just some different concepts, because there's a lot more you can do with this, I'm sure. I was just practicing, you know, at the time, but you guys really enjoyed it. So hopefully you have learned something from this video. I think I've shown you everything that I need to show you, but that's pretty much how I created it. So that looks probably maybe even better than my original design. So hopefully, you know, you've followed along, you've got some designs yourself. If you have, you know, obviously tag me in them on Instagram, even, you know, send them me. I'll get back to you eventually. Sometimes I'm a little bit busy, guys, so you have to bear with me, but I will get back to you and I'll give you some feedback. So I have messages off other people, you know, I've given them good feedback. They've been pleased with it. So definitely go follow me on Instagram and just send me some designs. I'm happy to, you know, look at them. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, oh, that's it. Actually, one more thing. Remember to send your designs into the redesign workshop. I'm working on that at the moment. I've got a few designs already, enough for like probably 1 episode or 2 episodes, depending on how many I do an episode. But obviously send them in and I'll get them uploaded to YouTube and we'll have some fun. Alright guys, so hopefully you have a good weekend and I'll see you next time.